Namaste. Welcome back to my channel Food for Thought. I am Abhishek Ganguly and today we would discuss Sputnik 5, the Russian vaccine which has recently been launched. For this discussion, we have a 5-point agenda. 1. What are viral vector vaccines? 2. What are vaccine trials? 3. What are the concerns raised by the West about this particular vaccine? 4. What are the points which are in favor of this vaccine? And 5. A brief update about the Bharat Biotech vaccine or India's indigenous COVID vaccine. Now coming to the first point. Before that, if you like my content, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe and click on the bell icon. Now coming to the first point. What are viral vector vaccines? Now you can see an image in front of you. This image shows on the left hand side the pathogen, COVID-19 in this case, and on the right hand side an adenoviral vector. Now you can see two things written, AD26 and AD5. These are adenoviral vectors which are actually used for common vaccine preparation. Now these adenoviral vectors are genetically modified with the pathogen, the COVID-19. As you can see, the proteins are genetically engineered inside these adenoviral vectors, and once this vaccine goes into the body thinks that COVID-19 has attacked and it generates an immune response. Now Sputnik 5 will have two doses. The first one is a dose of AD26 coupled with the COVID protein, and after 21 days a second dose will be administered which will have AD5 coupled with the COVID protein, and Russia claims it will give you an immunization of 2 years. So for 2 years you will not get affected by COVID. Now we come to the second point, the different phases of vaccine trials. From the image you can see the first stage is the lab tests, and then the vaccines are tested on animals. The second comes the human trials. Now human trials consist of 3 phases: phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Phase 1 consists of tens of humans, and once phase 1 is successful, phase 2 is done. Phase 2 consists of hundreds of humans typically, and once phase 2 is also successful, the important phase 3 comes, and phase 3 is carried out among thousands of people, and it helps you to test the efficacy and the safety of the virus. Once phase 3 completes, the vaccine is approved and it is distributed to the population. However, Russia has tested it only to 2 batches of people. First, a batch of 38 people and then a batch of 38 elites. So a total of 76 people have been administered, and Russia claims that the test was successful. Now here comes our third point of discussion, the concerns raised by the West. Dr. Daniel Solomon, who is the director of the Institute of Vaccine Safety at Johns Hopkins, he has said that skipping the phase 3 trials can be dangerous. Vaccines are not experimental drugs. Experimental drugs are usually given to patients who are at a very severe state and they don't have any option left, like it's the last hope for them. But unlike that, vaccines are administered to healthy individuals. So if any healthy individuals then crop up with some symptoms, that can be detrimental. Another point that came up in my study was HIV vaccines with the same AD5 vector were abandoned after phase 2 trials because few of the people who were administered the vaccine, they developed HIV instead of being immune to HIV. So these are kind of the points which say that Sputnik 5 could have potential problems. Now we come to what are the points that are in favor of Sputnik 5. Now although HIV vaccine couldn't be prepared, the problem there was we didn't have anyone who has recovered from the HIV vaccine. Now how a vaccine works is a vaccine mimics our response. So for example, someone gets affected by COVID and the body raises its immunity system, gives a response, and since most of the patients who have got COVID have recovered, the immune response can be easily mimicked through a vaccine. In the case of HIV, people who had AIDS, they didn't recover properly. So that mimicking became very difficult. So this is a point where we can see Sputnik might have some advantages. The other point is, we all know if push comes to the shove, Russia can really innovate. Russia is primarily an oil exporting nation, and earlier what used to happen was from crude oil through the refineries, only 20% of petrol could be extracted. However, Russia discovered a technology called crackling, through which 70% could be extracted from crude oil to petrol. Apart from that, Russia has discovered helicopters. They create the most silent submarines, and they are a pioneer in space travel or even space tourism. You can see an image which shows the same. So, with all these, we tend to think that maybe we should not count this vaccine out completely, but yes, that safety concern still remains. Russia is now starting phase 3 trials in Russia as well as Philippines, and they have also mentioned that they are going to give it to their population. Now, coming to the last part of today's discussion, an update about the Bharat Biotech or India's indigenous vaccine. Now, I'm giving you this update as of 14th August today. As of today, the phase 1 trials are set to end by August end, and the phase 2 trials will end by end of September. So early October, phase 3 trials will begin, and India might also start distributing the vaccine. That is one update about that. And we also need to note one point here. Almost 30 crore vaccines of Bharat Biotech and the Oxford vaccine, which is jointly developed by the Serum Institute of India, almost 30 crore doses are already prepared in India. Once the government gives the go ahead, those can be immediately marketed and people can have access to those. However, if India decides to import Russia's vaccines, we would only get the formulation, and then again India has to set up the infrastructure to produce all those vaccines and then distribute it. So that might cause a delay. So with all of these informations, I would leave you here today. Thank you for listening. Goodbye. Have a good day. Namaste.